Random scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here and I'm back for another crafty video. So today is Sunday the 2nd of February. It's 4:25 in the afternoon. A little bit late starting my videos today. But I went out for lunch with my nephew who was up this way visiting anyway. My nephew and his soon-to-be wife Caroline. It was lovely to see them, and that was yesterday, and so that was normally my prep day, so I've done a bit of prep today so that I've got a one sheet wonder for this week. So anyway, let's do the house. So this is where we got to last week. It's got a bit of a dribble on there, which I'm a bit annoyed about, but you know, I like the look of the bed. I like it. I think it looks like it's got a duvet on it. I've started this because I started it and realized I wasn't recording. I've got to admit, I didn't even put the camera up there, so like I don't know why I thought it was going to be recording. All I did was I made a little pillow out of like a bit of crepe paper, kind of folded over on itself a few times, and you know, made it into a pillow. So I've made that, and now what we need to do. Oh, there's a bit of a trailing thread there. Let's just snip that off. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some more in the upstairs area. Now the other thing I'd started to do is I started to make a duvet for there, and what I was thinking is of using this and sort of having it so that it had a bit of lace on it. So I was thinking maybe I might put this down the front of it, like I might have to kind of fold it over at the top, but like maybe like that, because that's kind of a bit of a 70s vibe to it. Oh, let's just do that, Dave. I'm going to cut it a bit longer. Actually, I might cut it a bit longer than that. So this is just some sticky back lace that I got from a cheap shop in the UK. I think it came from the Range if you're in the UK and you're looking. So I'm going to stick that down there because that's kind of 70s feel to it, isn't it? That kind of, because it was macrame and that kind of Renaissance, you know, step back to the past sort of thing. I remember my sisters wearing a lot of lacy kind of things, a lot of ruching as well. So went on in the 70s. So this is what I'm going to do because I like it more than just the plain. So I'd started making this, by the way, and this is literally just a bit of ribbon that I've got that's kind of a bit sparkly on one side and gold on the other. And I kind of looked at the gold and thought, no, the gold is too matchy. Looks like it goes too well, whereas like the brown kind of doesn't. So I'm going for that mismatch aesthetic. As everybody says now, everything's got an aesthetic. So anyway, that's kind of going to be my duvet for this one. What I might do is I might just put a blob there, a blob of bob of blob. And remember, we're not trying to make it look perfect. We're trying to just give it some interest for when you look through the window and see it. So I'm going to put a blob of glue as well either side of here. I might put it on the board there and there, because we've kind of gone down a very big rabbit hole doing all of this, because I remember I was literally only doing it so you had something to look at if you looked through one of the windows, and now it's turned into this kind of I'm doing interior design now. But you know, it's fine. I'm happy. So there we go. That's our bed. See how quick was that? once you've got an idea in your head, just go with the idea. Not sure about how it hangs off the end. Do I worry about such things? Should I worry about such things? Are you worried about such things? Tune in next week when we all find out whether we're worried about such things. No, I'm not that worried about it, actually. I'm just going to leave it like that, to be fair. So, the other thing we talked about is, let's just get this in. So I've been collecting a few bits and bobs. So remember we said about in the kitchen that I thought about maybe putting... I've just collected stuff up. Thought about map pins for all of the house. The beds have all fallen over now. For having like stools, so I might do that. Because I don't know whether they actually go. Let's just put that. I know it's not possibly the right colour. I don't know. Maybe the yellow would go. Or maybe the yellow would clash. I was thinking kind of like a stool like that, but I think it needs to be bigger on the top. So we perhaps need to stick something on the top of there to make it look like a stool. Pigeon. Ha cha cha cha. I don't know why. I have really no idea why stool pigeon came into my head. Stool pigeon. Ha cha cha cha. Maybe the yellow. Or the green. I don't know. Is the green less clashy, more clashy than the yellow? More clashy, less clashy? The yellow kind of doesn't go because it's not even anywhere near like the other colour. But it looks like it's trying to be. You know that I think somebody had mentioned that. I can't remember who. Sorry. Had said about like having avocado where everything was, you tried to match everything as avocado and it didn't work because nothing matched. I think that's where we're going with this. So I think I might have a couple of the yellow and then have maybe some of that green. If I cut some of this out, if I cut it out of this and have those as the seats. Do I want? Oh my God! Is this going? I don't know, Dave. Is this going a bit mad? Are we going a bit mad, Dave? Are we going a bit mad? Possibly going a bit mad. Maybe talking to yourself means that you're going a bit mad as well. But I've done that for most of my life, to be fair. So I was always very good at entertaining myself. So I'm just wondering if I could make like a seat back. But I want it to kind of be a curved seat back. I know we're working in miniature and you really can't tell now what I'm doing, but what I was thinking is if we kind of have it folded like that, maybe snip that in a few areas. I don't know if this is going to work, so I'm not really worried about whether it does or it doesn't. It's just a thought. And then we put that on there, and is that going to look like a seat? You know what? The only way to find out is to do. How do we know? We just do. Oh dear. Is it stuck in that? No, it isn't. It's fine. I just think because the bar feels like it needs something with it, so sometimes I'm like, don't do too much, Dave, and then other times I'm like, nope, that needs that. So I don't know whether this looks like a stool pigeon. Stop it. Somebody stop me. Somebody stop me. That's what I need in my whole life, is somebody stop me. Or do I go for a different colour base? Do I go for white base? Because then I'm not trying to make it look like a... like it's supposed to match. Hang on, let's put that on there because that's not on right. Oh dear. Do you think I've kind of gone down this rabbit hole that you wish I'd not even tried to? Maybe the white, because the white then goes to the kitchen, doesn't it? Do you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. It's not going to look great, but it's going to look like what was in my mind's eye when I was coming up with this concept. So there we go. There we've got a little. And you'll think I'm nuts when I tell you that I ordered these map pins for said task. Well, no, there was a bit of a twofold going on here. I'd thought about maybe using these map pins, and then Vic asked me about map pins and said, "Do I have any?" He didn't know they were called map pins. He said, "Did I have any of them?" And I said, "I don't think I do," because he wanted some specific colours. He wanted to pin up a Lego bag, and he wanted some of the yellow ones so that he could pin it in the yellow part of the bag and not really see it. And so I thought, well, you know what? I'll just order some, because I'd got this idea in my mind, and I thought then, you know, I'll be able to explore the realms of, is this going to look like a 3-year-old's made it? But you know, I'm happy I did now, because I wouldn't have had. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the map pins. I don't have a map board. I don't have a board. I don't know whether you call these map pins, but I don't. We have. They're called map pins for us, but we don't tend to use them for maps. We use them in notice boards, and I don't have a notice board. Well, not that I've noticed, but so. Oh, and this, creating this whole thing, I will just say, I'm blaming it for my, I've been singing, I think it's from the 80s, I've been singing Gloria in my head for the last few weeks, you know, Gloria, Gloria, do, 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 do. Is it Laura Branigan that sang it? He says, very hesitantly, thinking people will criticise him if he gets it wrong. Now I feel like it needs a base, like something for it to sit in. Oh, I do have another. I have a little hole punch that isn't as little as the holes there. Just bear with me while I try and find that. Gloria, Gloria, boo, 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 doo, doo. Right, and now what I think is I want it out of. I was thinking foil, but I don't know whether I've got any like foil. Maybe it's just going to have to be a piece of white card. I thought foil because then it looked like metal, like the base of that. But I don't know. Let's just punch it out of something, because I don't know whether it's the right size anyway. So. Let's punch it out of this and see. So yeah, I was thinking something like that. I was going to try and shape it so it was like a bit of a dome. That works. Pop that in there. I know that's not the right one, but that's the easiest way to make a hole in the middle. That's not the middle. So if I put that in there like that, does that look like that's supposed to be the base of a stool? Oh, I don't know. I think you guys think I've gone mad now, don't you? When you say gone, I mean, like, you know, this is it's a foregone conclusion that I was mad anyway. So. See if I can fire out at such a rate, and then I don't always find them again. So let's use this. I don't can turn that. I know what I could do to try and make it a little bit more shaped. So I use a shaping tool, except for I need something to push into. Maybe that. Really shouldn't do it on crepe paper because you actually damage the shape of the crepe paper. What else can I use? If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening. A bit of this, I think. You just want it to have a bit of give to it. I really don't remember something that you said, or the voices in your head calling Gloria. Shh. Normally you would use something that had a bit of resistance, so like you'd use a bit of neoprene or something like that, because it has resistance is what I was resistance is futile. No, it has stopped it from moving around on it. And this is normally for shaping. I don't know whether, do you know what, I don't even think that's made any difference whatsoever, so I'm just going to go with it. Right, okay, let's make a hole first. Let's try and put that on a crosshair and aim for the middle. There we go. Then push that through there. Push that through there. Push that through there. Even Dave, there's no posh about it. Nothing posh about this. Oh, don't break the stool at the same time, Dave. Okay, so I will let you be the judgment of this. But I'm going to put these on here. I'm just going to push them into the cardboard. Oh, except for I pushed it too far down and I've also pulled it off the top. Well, I'd like to say I live and learn, but we've met before and you know that I don't. There is no learning. I live. There is no learning. Okay, let's see if we can do this again without. It's because it has a bit of resistance and then it goes in and then. Right, let's see if I can kind of correct this before I show you. Please don't laugh at me. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Well, let's use that one to make the hole. I'm not even going to bother with the crosshair because it didn't work last time. So. Come on. Let's not be awkward. Okay, let's be awkward then. Right, try not to push it into your fingers. Like that. Just like that, Dave. Don't do that, Dave. That's a stupid thing to do. Oh my gosh, I've gone nuts. Somebody stop me now. Before it all gets too much. There you go. I've gone nuts. Honestly, I've gone nuts. Okay, so next, let's move on quick before I do any more damage. Except for I've just pulled the arm off that again. It was the second time I've done that. Let's try gluing it back on. Did that last week, I think. So, okay, so what I wanted to do, I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. is, remember, I said about having a light fitting here. So the other thing I've got is I've got a thick straw, which I think is probably going to be too big, unless I kind of shape it into shape it into. You've got to shape it up. We better shape up. And then I was thinking, it's like we're opening a barber's at the moment, but I was thinking about having some kind of way to have a bit of a funky light. Oh, Dave, honestly, you need to have a life first before we start making anything else. So let's just see what the thick one looks like. I'm not going to cut it right to the top because we will need space for having a light fitting on the top. I'll turn it that way up actually. We'll make that kind of shaped to go in there. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that, but maybe like that. Just shape the base down to be a bit squarer. And then I will paint it, don't worry. And maybe like that, but I also thought then if I'm going to do that, I could have it. Where's the other ones? Oh, there. Maybe have one coming out to the side. Am I getting too giddy? Am I getting too giddy? That's like he says after having made flaming stools. Shut up, Dave. I'm driving myself mad now. So, oh, it's there. I was looking for that. That's what I was looking for. Cool. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can slice a finger off. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm planning to do. But like that might be what happens. Is all I'm warning you of. So if I do that and do that, can I push that into there without it all going wrong? Probably not. Let's use a pencil first. So if I do that, can I get that in there now? I'm not sure I'm going to be able to wire it. So that, with that, it's got a bit of a 70s vibe to it, hasn't it? I think. Yes, I know, I've gone mad, but I can't help it. Because this is just who I am. Right, although it would be a good idea to go up, I think I'm going to go down. Now, the reason I'm going to go down is because I don't want all of the lights in the living room. I want to chain them across other places. So I think I'm going to have to hide them under a false ceiling, which is another very 70s thing to do, is have a false ceiling. So what I'm going to do is let's go through there. The only thing I can't do is bend that, can I? I'd like that to go in there, but I can't get it to come back on itself unless I pull it, reverse it out. Hang on, right. Let's get something that I can. Just had something with a bit of a bend on the end. I think what was that? That's too big. Can I pull that through there? Put that down for a minute. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the wire to come out of the hole so that I can pull the light part of it out. Maybe I need to get more wire. So I've got all of the wire. I've only got one part of it. Hang on. Is this right? What do I need? Yeah, it is right. That's what I need to do. I need to pull the wire through first to then be able to pull the light part of it out. So I can push it back in again. There we go. Cool, that's what I wanted to do. Does it still work though? Have I wrecked the wire? No, I haven't wrecked the wire. That's good. So then, that means, can I bend that though? Because I think it needs to have a bit of a kink in it. And then we need it to come, oh, I think it needs to have more of a kink on it. So, I've got a pair of pliers somewhere in the city where the air is dull. I'll just bend it with my fingers because I can't find it. Right, let's do that. I'll just bend it with my fingers. So if I put that in there, I want it to be in an angle. Well, it's at an angle, but it's not necessarily the right angle. I'll push that bit open over there. Don't think you can see that anyway, but I need to have that needs to be pushed into there. So if I knew how to wire things properly, I mean I can wire a real light, but I can't. I'm not very good at, because I think you have to solder them. I don't have a soldering iron, that's a fact. So I was thinking if I do push that in there, can I put that on the top of there? Oh, it's not going to go, is it? Is it going to go if I push it? Oh, you say knew something would go wrong, horribly wrong. Pushing too hard. Right, okay, so you've learnt a lesson from that, Dave. That you can't do it like that. So let's take another piece. The best thing to do then is to cut it open. Then you can make a hole in there. Oh, I can make a hole with a thing, couldn't I? Properly. With a thing. With one of these. Hopefully I can get it open. Oh, I don't know whether I will now. There's a lot of effort being gone to here, isn't there? So if I make a hole in that, I don't think it's big enough, but I can always snip it open a little bit more. And there. I want to see if it works first before I even try and before I even paint it. So what I was thinking is if I then push this into that hole, let's open that hole up a bit. Used a pencil last time, didn't I? Seemed to work. Yep. If I push that open and use that in there, so that's one of my lights. Then that can go on the top, and then what we'll do is we'll put the wire down the back. So I've now got this opening. I don't want to bend it too much because otherwise it will just rip open like the other one did. So it's fiddly biddly. And then if I get, oh actually maybe if I have that down, go that way. Right, put the light in again, that way. Have that go down a bit before I bring it back up again. Then I'm not trying to put all of the wire in that top part. Put that on the top. And then we've got some kind of a 70s style light going on. I'm not sure what, don't know what we're going to do with that one now. Might have to have that under. So I have lamps in the... Nobody wants a big light, let's face it. Other people call it the big light. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it's got a very 70s vibe to it, hasn't it? So if that goes there... Yeah, so maybe then we have that light there. We don't use. We'll just have it shoved inside the shoved inside here. You don't see it. That bit can go in there. I will paint it. I know I've said that already, but. Please don't be too cool. Oh. Oh. Grr. Oh, it's fallen over. Don't fall over. Oh, I've knocked a ball off. Oh. Right, let's get that out. Let's push that into the living room environment, and then this is the ball that's come off. And I don't know if I can get it back on again because, yeah, that doesn't. That's just going to ping off if I try to do anything. Let's do a bit of surgery. Oh, it looked good, but no, see, it's just going to ping off. Oh, and I pulled that flaming arm off again. Oh. Go back on, please. Maybe if I glued it now. Oh, let's just glue it, Dave. I can always take it off again. No, don't use that. Use the 3-in-1. Put that on there, I guess. Hot glue would have been, I was thinking hot double-sided tape. That's not what I meant. Hot glue probably would be the best thing to use. What am I going to do with all of these? Yeah, that one's got to stay in there. That's got to have a little nick out of it for that wire, so that I can shove it over that. And then I think I'm just going to have to glue it. I'm going to have to glue it to the sofa for the time being. Just for me being able to get it in and out of there without it popping off all the time. So there's a lot of glue on this at the minute. It needs a... You just need a paint of some kind. But if it works, I'll do that. If it doesn't work, we'll scrap it. What was it? What do I need to do? Do with some tape to go across the back of it to hold it in place. I'm getting really thirsty. Just bear with me while I have a drink. Okay, so I've got it in. And we're going for a bit of an under sofa lighting situation at the moment. So we've got this to here. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see in there? the lighting situation. I'm just holding the sofa down. That's what my finger's there for. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to have it like that. It's possibly not the best look. And I know I initially wanted to have string more light through the house, but I do have other lights I can do that with. So I think this is how we're going to do it. So we're going for a very modern look with that under sofa lighting. Don't know whether that was something of the 70s, but the other thing I thought was, I wonder if that would go in one of these, and I might be able to put that on the end of here. It might not sit in perfectly. We could have it looking like a footstool. So I've been keeping kind of domed stuff for a while now. So like not just domed stuff, actually, any kind of blister pack. Because the other thing I thought was this stuff here. Thought I might use that for like either the hall light or I'd say like one of these, because that we used to have a lot of 70s. We used to have a lot of bulkheads in the 70s. Our outside light used to be like this. It used to be kind of painted with a black band around it, and then it had a white cover over it. So that might be what we do. Just because it's has that 70s vibe, and that's all that is just some cough lozenges that I've got that are actually out of date, way out of date, so I might as well use them for something. I'm not too worried about stuff like that going out of date. It's just that I think they've gone quite sticky inside. So yes, I thought maybe that we could turn into some sort of a footstooly type thing. I'm going to just take a little bit of a hole out of there. Not with that. Maybe with that. Oh no, not with that either. Let's use this. Just so I've got something for the wires to go through. Just on that edge. So if I've done that, I can't get the thing out. There we go. All that go in there. Or thereabouts. Get the wires to go through that gap. Then I can glue that down and turn it into something, maybe a footstool or something. Anyway, that's not a big thing. We've got the light in. We're not worried about the thing at the moment. So there we go. That's the light in there. We've got some footstools. We need to do more for the bedrooms and the other lights as well. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I think it's now back to the drawing board and having to think about what I'm going to do. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to push that light back a bit. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a short one today. We've done a couple of things. I think I need to go back to the drawing board and have a bit of a think about what I'm going to do. Obviously the bed's fallen over. But we've got some lighting in there now that we didn't have before. But yeah, what I was thinking is these, let's just show you what I mean before I put that off. And if I get this open, oh no, it doesn't seem to have gone sticky. It's fine. I'll eat the rest of them. Well, I won't eat the rest of them. I'll suck the rest of them when I'm got a cold. I don't like the taste of these things when I've got a cold though. I don't like the smell of them, to be fair. So I think I'm going to leave it like that, and maybe cut a hole out of the ceiling that I'm going to put in. So I did start to do a ceiling, by the way. I started to do I think this is one of them. Yeah, so that's just was holding the light fixture in. So I think this was it for there? Yeah, so that's going to be like a false ceiling that goes in there, so you don't see the, because it's just cardboard otherwise. So then I can conceal the wire between the cardboard and this. And I was thinking maybe put that in there if I can get a punch that is a similar size. Oh, and I'll never get the reach of a punch, will I? I'll just have to cut it. Oh, that's not going to happen. Maybe it'll have to be surface mounted. So I want to kind of just see if I can show you what I mean by the aesthetics. Do I have any? I don't want cardboard, I want paper. Just bear with me a second. Okay, so that's the kind of thing I was trying to get. Not this white flange round here, but like that kind of look of a light. I don't know whether I can even light it for you, maybe. I was going to say doubt it, but I don't know. I might be able to do something. So kind of stick that in there, and then it lit. I might be over explaining this, but we had one of these on the outside of our house, so it kind of like a bit of a diffuser. So I don't know how I'm going to do that, but yeah. So anyway, that's the kind of thing I was thinking of for that. So it looks like a boater, I know. I'm not going to wear it. And I'm not making people to go inside it. Definitely not making people to go inside it. It's not even one of those things that's made me go, oh, maybe I could. But I definitely not. I wonder if that would go over there. No, that doesn't. I'm just trying to think of some way to kind of cover that up. I might have to have that on the outside, like some kind of a utility box or something, because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to deal with that otherwise. So, because I don't want it inside. Ruins the aesthetic. So yeah, I will put some lighting in it. I don't know that I'm going to do too much more to the inside of it now, because I think I want to. I've done something so that you can see inside, and it's got something. Otherwise it could be a whole rabbit hole that we end up going down. So I think that's what we're going to do next time. Is we're going to move to the outside. There's going to be no cows involved. Move. So yeah. Anyway, that's obviously I will paint that thing at some point. But yeah, that's kind of what we're at. I'm going to keep the underside of these hollow in case I need to put battery packs and things inside. But yeah, that's where we are for today. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I know this has turned into an epic series that I wasn't expecting it to. But yeah, it's coming along now, and we're getting closer to the edge. I'm going to keep that in there because I might use that for it. I'll pop that inside. And we will see where we go next time. But I think we're going to move to the outside. I might have to put a brace in on this. I did say that before, that we need something to pull it together with. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Anyway, thank you very much. Don't forget, my name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I'll see you very soon. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah. Mwah. Lots of hugs. That's a hug, by the way. It sounded like a French hug, didn't it? And I will see you all very soon. See you in the next episode. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Bye. Bye.